Hello, everybody, and welcome aboard to this very special late night stream, Q&A stream. Hope you guys are doing well, staying safe. Happy Sunday, guys. Okay, so today we do have a very special guest, and today we're doing a very special stream. Today we have our Q&A, guys. Q&A, we will be reviewing, going over information, questions that you guys ask in chat and in the Discord. We'll be going all over all of those guys' questions. Today is about the PowerSet 777X that will be coming for Xplane11. Now, the variants will be, well, I'm not even going to get into it, so because the developers, the coders, everybody, they'll be answering those questions for you guys. But if you guys do have any questions for them, feel free to type in chat. I'll be going over everybody's question. I'm just going to introduce, see everybody. Everybody, Ghost Rider 115, welcome aboard. PowerSet, he's a guy who's been in charge or behind this entire project, so he's actually in here with VC, he's a VC with us today. Also has Dan, one of his coders. Calvin, welcome aboard. Captain Jarrett, welcome aboard. Fires, welcome aboard. Donuts, Mr. Donut, welcome aboard, my friend. Good to see you in chat, buddy. HD Simulation, welcome. We got Nath Roxer, welcome aboard. And that's it. Well, that's pretty much it, and hopefully more to come out. Alrighty, guys. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and pop in VC with them. First things first, guys. If you have not already, feel free to like that. Smash that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate it, guys. Also, if you're feeling extra generous for guys, the donation link is in the description below. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get this Q&A on the show. Show on the road, baby. Let me go ahead and actually just configure one thing real quick in my video camera. Give me 1 second, folks. Filters, just to make it a little bit more clean looking. Sorry about that, guys. Just trying to look as best as I can. Okay, so we're going to move this camera a little bit. All right, guys, so let's go ahead, without further ado, let's pop into it. Hello, mic check 1 2.
Got you loud and clear.
Alrighty, welcome aboard. Welcome to the stream. If you want to say anything to the chat members.
Glad to be here. Really happy that all of you guys are here to join tonight. Really amazing live stream today. Really humble guy, Jason. I've known you for a pretty long time, and
yeah,
really happy you were able to arrange this Q&A. Just let the people of the awesome community know about this really awesome project, and yeah, just get you guys more familiar with the project and get you a little more hands-on.
Oh yeah, man, it's my pleasure. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with the questions from his Discord. It's about 15, 16 questions. So when we're done with those questions, we will be answering everybody else's questions in chat. So the first question from your guys' Discord is, will this be a payware or freeware aircraft?
So this aircraft for now will be payware, yes. It'll be as study level as possible with the information that we have. Obviously, it will be updated very frequently. We're planning for now to have 2 variants, the 8X and the 9X, and for people who don't have a lot of money and they just want to have one plane, one variant, it's going to be $40 to $45 USD for the 8X or the 9X. Or if you want to have both at the same time, you could get a little bit of a discount, and you could get a $70 bundle pack plus a free freighter if it does come out. So you'll technically get 3 airplanes for $70.
Wow, I think that's a pretty great place for 2 aircraft, and it's going to be study level. I think that's actually a really great deal, and I think I love how you're adding, just if you want to just get one variant, they don't want both, you can just get one. I think that's pretty good. It's pretty smart.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
It's great. Alrighty, a second question: is this going to be for Xplane or for Microsoft? If you didn't read the title already.
So yeah, this will be first for Xplane. That is our main priority. If we have time, obviously, because we're really busy, I'm also busy outside of development, we'll be converting it to Microsoft. Yes, we do have plans for Microsoft, but first it's for Xplane.
Okay, all your Microsoft lovers out there, here we go. Another study level aircraft for Microsoft, hopefully coming in the near future. Third question, how long have you been developing this aircraft?
So aircraft started the idea back in 2020, June, so it's been a little bit over a year. I've been developing for a little over 7 years. I have experience with pretty much every modeling software. I do FMod, animations, textures, texturing, sorry, I repeated myself. Testing is what I meant to say, and modeling. But obviously I can't do everything all by myself, so obviously I do have help from other people.
Yeah, of course.
Really awesome people in the community that are really willing to help reach out a hand. So yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much we have only three people working on this project. We have one coder, Dan, he's with us. We have another texture, he's not able to be here. He's asleep in the United Kingdom.
Mhm.
And then we have me, mostly the main modeler, animator, and tester, lights
Wow,
developer, and sound developer.
that's great. I mean, like within the short time period that you've been developing, I think you've done made tremendous progress with this thing for sure.
Yeah, I mostly spend about 9 to 10 hours every single day, plus work outside. So yeah, I mostly dedicate a lot of my free time
Yeah,
to this project.
yeah, that's awesome. Welcome aboard, Captain Shaquille, Oatmeal, and Camellia. Welcome aboard, everybody. Just want to make sure, guys, all your questions will be answered. We're going through a list right now, 15 questions from his server, and then all your guys' questions will be answered after these. So feel free to drop your questions, comments, concerns, anything in the chat. Next question: how did you get your information or specs, anything like that, from the aircraft?
So, mostly this airplane is going to be very similar, as announced by Boeing, to the 777-300 ER. It is also going to be very similar to the 787-9 and -10 systems-wise and performance-wise. So we're mostly looking through the POHs through both airplanes, just comparing a lot of the stuff. Mostly, like I said, it's just a basic example, like say switches. They all look the same, so if you look at a 787, the switch is going to be exactly the same for the 777. That's pretty much how we're kind of flipping back and forth, looking a lot of images on Google, a lot of close-ups, made a lot of friends in the aviation community
Mm-hmm.
that are sending me a lot of pictures, and then it's mostly just developing the skill over time where you could just look at something and you could easily apply it
Yeah,
into the model. Uh,
that's actually
so
pretty
yeah,
cool.
so it's not all about tracing. It's mostly just developing the skill, how you could just look at something and you could easily reproduce it
Yeah.
within the software, whatever it is you're doing.
And I remember I know you told me that you actually got some people taking actual pictures of the 777, which I think is actually very, very cool. All right, so next question from the list: do you plan on making a public paint kit?
Yes, we do. We do plan on making a public paint kit. It'll be, hopefully, according to my texture, what we were discussing, it'll be in two pieces,
Mm-hmm.
maybe three. The more pieces, the less pixelated the livery is. It's more crisp,
Mm-hmm.
in both Xplane and in Microsoft. We plan on making a Substance Painter file, a GIMP file, and a Photoshop file. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be really easy to texture. It'll be free for everybody to download to make paint kits, whether you own the plane or not. You can make it for anybody that's out there. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say with liveries.
Paint
And
kit.
liveries we don't plan to release with the plane. I just don't want to risk any copyright or anything. So liveries and all the logos for the airplane, like the Boeing GE logo, will be um, put on separately, free to download. They won't be released with the plane,
Mm-hmm.
just to avoid any copyright or anything like that. So the plane will come bare white, no logos, no liveries, no anything. You'll download that off of our installer. We will have a forum section there too. Pretty much similar to like any builds and like Xplane. We kind of looked a lot of stuff fly by wire, stuff like that. And yeah, there you could download texture replacement packs for the cockpit and for the outside, which will include the logos freeware of charge, just so we
Mm-hmm.
don't run into any copyright issues.
Wow, that's actually really, really smart. I think that's a great idea. So yeah, for the paint kit, any paint kits, any painters out there, there will be public paint kits, so it'll be great for me personally. I'll be painting that. Maddie, welcome aboard. Donut, welcome aboard. And yeah, so another question, really quick, kind of relevant to this question right now. Liveries coming for it. Everybody's gonna be making their own liveries, but obviously we're gonna be, I'll be making like Lufthansa, Emirates, and House, everything like that, right?
Yes.
Yes, it's okay. So just to clarify, next question: how will you make the textures?
So textures we will be making through Substance Painter, which is a paper program through Adobe. So through there, we'll mostly be getting photoreal textures. I also have a professional texture that'll be doing that. Can't really say much on that since I'm not the one who's going to be doing it. He knows more than me. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to join today,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm sure he would be able to explain a lot better than me. So the only thing I could really explain is we'll be just doing it through Substance Painter, and like I said, we'll be having um, For all the logos, we'll have separate objects, because the bigger the UV, the more pixelated the images. So we'll have separate objects for all the logos. That way they're nice and crisp. All the markings, all the warning labels, and then, like I said, the fuselage and the wings will be divided into multiple UVs, just so that the livery when you guys paint is as crisp as possible with any lines you guys have, markings, anything like that.
Wow, that's actually fantastic. So really, really excited for that one. Next question: will this plane be officially licensed?
Uh, no, the plane will not be officially licensed. We planned on just doing this as a community kind of thing. We don't really want to get really into detail into licensing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
This was mostly just supposed to be like a side project for the community, so we don't really want to go into full on depth and just doing contracts and stuff for getting licenses and copyrights and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So we
totally.
just want to do it as economically as possible, just so we could have a really good study level plane, as realistic as possible, um, with the least amount of trouble with Boeing or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah. I think obviously, totally makes sense. I guess.
And I did contact Boeing and ask them what we are allowed to do, what we aren't allowed to do, and the thing with the logos, they said we could do. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. So if they said if I do release any logos through General Electric or Boeing on the aircraft itself, depending on payment, then it's going to be a really big trouble for me.
Mhm.
So as long as I release the logos for free, not with the airplane, they have no issue with it, and I cannot use the name Boeing 777X when it's up on the market. So the name will be PowerSet 777X.
Wow, that's actually good. And just to clarify one thing in chat, how are you? No, actually, both variants will be for $70. Now, if you just want to get the 9 variant or the 777-9, that'll be $40. And if you want the 8, just the 8, it'll be $40 again. But if you want both, it'll be a bundle for $70, not just for $170.
Plus the freighter if it comes
Plus the
comes
freighter,
out.
yeah.
So
Oh,
it's pretty much three airplanes for $70, and Flight Factor 757. If you want all the variants, it's actually above $100, not 70. So I don't know where you're getting that from.
okay. All right. So next question: will this be FPS heavy for all us, struggling with computer issues?
So as of now, obviously I know a lot of people are upgrading their PCs a lot, but obviously that should not be an excuse. All developers should optimize their aircraft as best to their ability as they can. We are trying to make this airplane very FPS friendly, really low poly, obviously, but not sacrificing the detail. So we do have a lot of different tricks up our sleeves. I don't really want to release that just yet, how we're
Hmm.
doing it, just because of like competition and stuff. Um, but yeah, that also depends on coding and like textures and stuff. So the way we're going to be doing textures, we're actually able to make a texture in 2K look like a texture in 8K,
Wow.
just by making it separate models. So like sometimes you'll have, I'm just using this as an example. I don't want to hate on any developers, but for example, there is an aircraft in Xplane that has textures, the markings put just bare on the fuselage. You cannot make out the markings at all. If you made on a separate object, the markings you could put it into like 1K and you'll read it as if it's 8K. So, and that'll really
Help with
improve your
FPS wise,
FPS
yeah.
as it doesn't need to load in as high of a texture resolution. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much one trick we're gonna have
That's gonna be
up our
great.
sleeve.
I think I can speak for all of us, especially me with PC issues. That if it's gonna be on FPS, it's gonna be really really great to do long hauls and cross the ponds with. Um, so next, what's gonna make this plane stand out for everybody, or make this like special?
So definitely performance. I really want to make it stand out from a lot of other developers. A lot of other developers have pretty high FPS. I mean, recently I hear AnyBuilds came out with their A300 series, and they're having pretty good FPS for a heavy aircraft, as well as towless. So I feel developers are really pushing in the direction to optimize their aircraft, get as better FPS as possible. So that's also what we're going to be trying to do is just have the best FPS as possible for a very large aircraft. This is going to be one of the largest aircraft in the world. As a passenger, it's actually larger than the 747. The bigger the airplane, the more modeling you have to do. Obviously, it has more seats in the cabin. Every model adds to performance. So the better we can optimize it, the better performance it'll have. We also want to have it as study level as possible. We try to implement ACARs into it. We will definitely have realistic rain effects. We will have FMOD sounds. Um, we will even try to have interactions on the exterior where you could actually have a camera view on the outside, similar to P3D, where you actually could do a walk around and you could actually hit a switch on the cargo door and it'll actually open up the cargo doors rather than other developers have you open it from the EFB. So that's another cool feature. So it's similar to any builds, how you could open up the cargo door from the inside of the cabin. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
have it where you can do it from the outside. Um, Open up the cargo doors. Obviously, it's all going to be experimental with that kind of stuff. But that's another goal we're looking for to make this aircraft stand out from others.
I think that's great. I love developers. I love to see developers that trying to get their aircraft really great. Really good with FPS, but still keep that really high texture quality and stuff like that. So that's what I really like about you guys. Um, what languages will we be coding in? And back to the other question, will there be ACARs?
So the airplane itself, so the system is going to be coded in Lua, uses Lua. And what was the other question?
Will the aircraft will be with ACARs?
Yeah, we are planning to have AirCAS implemented.
Okay,
So
awesome.
me, definitely.
We are trying to also implement something similar that you could do in a P3D, where you could actually, hopefully, we didn't try this at all. I've been talking with some other coders. We will try to have it where you could actually file stuff on VATSIM through your FMC, and we will also have similar to the Flight Factor 320, where you could actually go online in your tablet. We'll have something similar to that, where you could get all your information from there, send it to your FMC, or send it into VATSIM. Um, so yeah, I also have tried contacting VATSIM and seeing if we could get a plugin out that could pretty much do it where you could send information from the aircraft straight to the controllers to pre-file, reset your flight plan, anything like that, any amendments
Hmm.
that they might have for you, getting weather, stuff like that. So
That's actually really great. I'm excited for that. Now, probably for Dan, this is probably a question for you. Will it come now? I know this is probably an important question for a lot of people out there. Will it come with a custom FMC?
Yeah, we are planning to implement custom FMC at the start, but we need a bit more research at the moment. Um, but I'm quite sure that we're gonna have like a custom FMC on the release. We are doing a lot of research regarding the FMC, like me and my team,
Hmm.
to have it like a study level as possible. And yeah, but we don't want to have the default FMC.
Okay.
Definitely not.
if there will be a default, we plan on having it in the beta, but we definitely are aiming to have the custom FMC finished for the initial release.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fantastic news to all those people who like the realistic and and system. That's awesome. Um, how do you plan on? Okay, the final question from the Discord server. How do you plan on making this aircraft uncrackable? Or like what new systems or stuff like that you're getting? Is there a custom website or how will you be able to get this aircraft?
So we were working, like me and my team were working like on a license manager, and I can't disclose much information about that because it's still in heavy development phase.
Hmm.
And but we are planning on like a separate license manager for Xplane to make it like as uncrackable as possible. But yeah, I can't say much about that.
Okay, well that's actually pretty great news. Love how you're gonna have your own thing, so that's actually very very fantastic. So that's actually all the questions from their Discord, guys. Everybody in chat. Sorry didn't get to say hello to you. If you guys want, guys, go ahead and start typing your questions in chat. We're gonna go ahead and read the chat's questions. I just want to welcome 737 Matrix into the chat. Welcome aboard, everybody. Leopard Gecko guy. Hello, everybody. Is this freeware? No, this is gonna be a payware add-on, my friend. Payware add-on. Let's go and scrub to see a few questions that we had before. Let's see this. Will it have a first question? Will it have a modeled cabin?
Well, of course. What aircraft doesn't have the modeled cabin? Yes. For a study level aircraft, we do want to have a cabin, of course. I don't know how we're gonna plan on doing something like this, but we do plan on having, depending on how free I am with modeling, we want to get real images of the different types of cabins for the different airlines. We will be including on our website the I believe it's nine, starter airlines that had the 777X. I'll just list a few. It'll be Emirates, Lufthansa, British Airways, Cathay Pacific, Etihad, Qatar, ANA. I believe I said British Airways. Yeah, we'll have mostly those, and we'll try and study the cabins of those, and we'll have it where you could go into the EFB and you could change the cabins. If you're flying Emirates, you'll have an Emirates style kind of cabin, Cathay Pacific. You might not have it at first. We might do it in the later versions because obviously you can't have everything all at once. Obviously time-based, but we do also plan on having something like that. Boeing does plan on having a Boeing business jet for the 8X and the 9X, so we will have a business jet style cabin as well as delivery. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about that.
All right,
unless there's any questions on variants.
no, I don't think. So next question is from Fires. Will it have realistic sounds or an F mod?
Yes, it will have F mod. There are a lot of videos online and private videos people are sending me that they're not posting on YouTube. They're just mostly ground agents in Roseville, in Painfield, Boeing Field, and they're just sending me a lot of videos of the APU start, cockpit sounds. Cockpit sounds are mostly going to be very similar to the 787 in terms of, say, seat belts or hydraulics, stuff like that, because it's all the same equipment being transferred to the aircraft according to research we've also been doing. Obviously, engine sounds and stuff like that are going to be different, but we have engine sounds and exterior sounds all covered already. Hydraulic sounds, fuel pump sounds on the outside, stuff like that. We already have, but yes, it will have F mod definitely for the beginning. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, next question is from HD Simulation. Will the first class cabin model with special seats, or will it be modeled with special seats?
I mean, I don't really understand the question in terms of will it have special seats. I think that could tie in terms of
the first thing that we're saying.
Different types of airlines. Yes, I mean, yes, the seats will definitely be different from economy. If that's kind of what you're asking, I don't plan on making first class look like economy. But yes, we do plan on making them definitely different and pretty good quality in terms of modeling and textures, but not too high poly because, like I said, this plane is bigger in cabin size than the 747-8. So it has a little over 400 seats, so obviously you don't want every seat to be too high poly, because obviously that's all performance.
So next question from Hurricane Gaming. Is there an estimate poly count?
Poly count as of right now, full exterior without the cockpit. This includes engines, landing gear, wings, pretty much everything that you see in the most current update that I posted today in the Discord. It is 435,000 polys. The cockpit is 237,000 polys, so we're pretty much borderline 700, let's just round it up, 750,000 polys. Xplane, pretty much you don't see a really big performance drop with polys, you mostly see it with coding and textures. You could have an aircraft run at 100 FPS on a really bad computer and have 5 million verts. It's when you add the coding and the textures that it goes from 100 down to 20. So it's all about optimization, coding, language, textures, all stuff like that. But that doesn't mean modeling doesn't affect it. So we will try and get the model as low poly as possible just to save that extra bit of performance on FPS even to the closest decimal. So
okay.
Yes.
Awesome. So this is kind of like a same relevant question. Question asked by HD Simulation and 77 Matrix. Will there be an EFB or tablet, or will it be AviTab for the model of the plane?
Yeah, we do. We are going to have a iPad model to the side that you could also move around. Is going to be located. There's going to be two locations that you could actually put in the settings. You could either have it on a suction cup on the window, or you could have it on a clip that's right next to the tiller. That's also airline preference, so some could have it on the window, some could have it by the tiller. There is no built-in EFB as of from what I know right now, due to the test airplanes and the airplanes that are currently sitting on the ramp that are being delivered for Emirates and Qatar. There is no EFB cut out like the 787. It is all custom airline iPads that the pilots bring on board, so that they could stick either next to the tiller or by the window. So that's pretty much the same feature we will be including in this aircraft. Avatab will be similar to any other EFB for Xplane aircraft, where you could select your Avatab through the EFB.
Awesome. Now going to guys, also just keep coming with the questions, since we're going to a different part of the Q&A. Doesn't mean you can't ask any more questions, so keep coming with those questions. Let's see, if you want to go ahead and maybe explain a little bit about the landing gear, or stuff like that about the 777, how it's different or special to the aircraft.
I mean, there's not really anything special to me for the landing gear, at least. There is something we are gonna try to do, and that's gonna be custom data ref and texture changes for the disc brakes. We do plan on doing something where when you slam on the brakes, the discs will actually glow bright orange. Obviously, that's not really important. That's just another detail we would like to add. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we're not really worried too much about it. But yeah, just to answer somebody's question I saw, will there be a 777-10? This is just research I have done by Boeing. The 777-9 is actually currently the longest plane you could do out of carbon fiber. Last year, they actually did do testing. The structure of the 777-9 is the same as the 8X, and actually, since the 777-9 is longer than the 8X, obviously, it buckled right behind the right side of the wing box. The 777-9 now has a different structure in the fuselage, more reinforced all the way from the wing box back to the rear empennage compared to the 8X. If it was to be a 10X, the carbon fiber is just too long enough. The airplane does not have a structure designed to withstand the length of the carbon fiber. Yeah, you would basically have to have more internal rib support and stuff like that. So currently, the 777-9X is the longest airplane in the world that you could make out of carbon fiber as of right now. So yeah, they do not plan on making a 777-10 from what I know. There is rumors of a 777 freighter, but right now there is for sure a 777-8 and a 777-9.
Okay. Actually, one of my my questions. Is there any announced or maybe estimate release date for any variant or of the aircraft? Maybe beta.
So we are looking to have a closed alpha, hopefully in November. This is mostly just to start testing systems, flight model, testing the overall modeling of the aircraft, and start to test the performance of it. We are looking, this also depends on the coders. We are looking to hopefully release next year, summer, hopefully, or fall of next year. Obviously, depending on how fast the whole team gets everything going. So I do want it to be a little bit earlier because we are behind just a little bit. But if we could get to the summer of next year, maybe a little bit before it, then yeah, that would be spot on and great.
That's fantastic. So let's see here. Any other questions? Let me see here if there's not. Well, of course, if I will be realistic, but yes, Ghost Rider. The flight model will be. It's going to be a study level aircraft, so everything will be realistic as can be. It will pretty much be the exact same thing. Yeah, so everything's just going to be pretty much the exact same thing. Let's see here. If we go ahead now. Yes, Ghost Rider will fly pretty much exactly like the new 777. So we're gonna go ahead and show you a little clip of the in the actual flight sim, the winglets of the 777X. Go ahead and now the 777X Adrian, I'm sure you can explain a little better than me, but the 777X does have a special thing about it. No, special better than any other 777X out there. It has a foldable wingtips. If you want to, deeply explain it, I know you probably know more than I do.
Yeah, so obviously this video does look a little bit garbage since we don't have textures applied. This is mostly just for animation testing purposes. These aren't the most up-to-date models as well. The winglets are pretty much going to be very similar to Airbus, how they have their automatic strobes. Why I'm comparing this is because you can set the strobes to auto, and once you start getting to the runway, the strobes will go on automatically. There is a wingtip feature that you could set to auto, and they will automatically extend as you cross the whole short line. The GPS actually tracks your location right on the airport, which is pretty cool. And they will automatically fold down and fold up based on when you exit or about to enter the runway. The winglets take 8 to 9 seconds to completely retract and extend. There is also a manual feature which will be included in the 777 just as the real one, where you can manually extend and retract the winglets on your behalf. The winglets are each 11 feet, a little over 11 feet. So when folded up, they have the current wingspan of the current 777 Worldliner, and then when they're fully extended, they add about 11 feet to each side, which is about 200, a wingspan of about 250 feet. I'm just rounding it. 250 feet. I know it's probably like 252, 255, but I'm just rounding it to 250.
That's awesome. So we got a few more questions. Will the PFDs be from the 787? That's from Captain Jarrett.
So the real 777X is actually using displays from a company called Sharp. So they are, from what I remember, I did research a few months ago. I think they are 60 hertz, around, I'm just gonna say around 1080 for the resolution. So yeah, they will be exactly like the 787s. So there is a little bit of changes. There's like a display for your auto brakes. The auto brake is electronic. There's a little knob that kind of looks like your heading selector. There won't be an auto brake like found in the Dreamliner. It's a little small knob like the heading indicator, and you actually rotate it, and there's actually a display on top of your MFD that'll actually show which auto brake setting you have. Above that, you will also have another display that shows the winglets in the up or extended position. And other than that, the PFDs and the map displays as well as the FMC are exactly as the 787, with the addition that the FMC will be a little bit different based on the specifications of the 777X. But other than that, it's all Boeing logic. It's like comparing a 320 FMC to a 330. It's pretty much the same layout, just different specifications within it based on the aircraft's performance, weight and balance, stuff like that.
That's awesome. And Nutshell Pilot, yes, there will be a type of 8 cars. From Ghost Rider 115, is the folding wingtip button, is it on the overhead or on the yoke?
It is located on the overhead, right next to the APU selector, I believe, from what I remember correctly. It's above the APU generator switch. It's one panel above it.
Okay. Another question from Nutshell Pilot. Will it be in 1080p or 4K textures?
We will have 2K and 4K textures, yes, and the way the textures will be made will make it seem like it's double that. So 2K will look like 4K, 4K will look like 8K, while still having the performance of regular 4K.
No, that's awesome. Another question from 737 Matrix. Will it have damaged models and errors, etc., if you have a tail strike or hard landing, like a super hard landing or stuff like that?
So yeah, it will have failures. There is a tail skid on the back, and yeah, it'll basically display within the EFB. There aren't going to be any animations, like let's just say you fly into the ground, it's not going to show the wings breaking off and stuff like that, but there will definitely be damage features where if you land too hard, it's basically going to, like, say, pop your tires and you're not going to be able to, like, drive anymore. You're just going to come to a complete stop or something like that.
Okay.
I mean, we don't really want to go too much into like, detail on that. We're
Yeah.
trying to focus more on the development of the aircraft and not stuff for damage because nobody really wants to do damage with an aircraft. The purpose of it is to fly point A to point B,
Yeah.
not to just screw around with it.
Yeah, not to like blow up an engine, crash in the ground, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so the purpose is to make it more realistic as possible in terms of flight perspective and not as crashing perspective.
Yeah, I would assume maybe later on after the 777X is released, maybe they will focus more on maybe errors or stuff like that. But I believe the main focus right now is to get all the systems, fuselage, all the
Take out
textures,
all the
everything out.
Yes,
Pretty much. Yeah.
definitely. We don't want to do everything all at once. We definitely want to get the airplane out first, and then over time we'll start updating everything. Also based on the community's needs, what they see could be different or what could be improved. That maybe us here at the development team do not see.
Yeah. Nutshell, is there a sound clip you can show us? No, right now, Asians, that's correct. You don't have any sounds.
Yeah,
Nothing like that?
they're still in development. I have a couple sound previews, but not any that I could share right now based on time. But yeah, there will definitely be FMOD sounds, and I'm already working on the sounds for the cockpit right now. So right now I have the electrical sounds done. That's pretty much all I have. Keep in mind, I'm the only modeler for now on this project. We do have one more modeler. He's taking a break. But right now I'm the only modeler, only animator, and Xplane tester, and sound developer. So I'm pretty much doing 4 things all at once.
Awesome. Hello, Renard Perkins. Good to see you in chat, my friend. Welcome aboard. Another question from Captain Jarrett. Will the GPWS be custom made and from the real 777X?
Yes, that'll be from the real 777X. We actually do have more information on that. I do not want to disclose too much on that. Also, the GPWS is going to be very similar to the 787. So any information that we don't get from the 777, we'll try and kind of fill in the blanks using the 787. And then over time, as we get more information, obviously we'll keep updating that. I have a lot of people saying to me, if you don't have all the information, don't do the plane at all. I don't kind of follow that road because there is a lot of information on the plane already. I would rather get a plane, get as close as possible with the information that I have, and then update it over time. And the plane actually does fly very similar to the real 777X. We're still working the flight model, getting as close as possible. The model is as accurate as you could ever get it with the information that is out now. It's really hard to find a lot of images, a lot of plans, but hunting around, I actually bought some real accurate plans from Boeing, and I was able to trace those out just so that the model is as accurate as possible, just so that the modeling on the exterior doesn't have to be fixed in the near future, because if the model is changed, then everybody who made a livery has to remake it, and
Yeah.
I do not want that. So I want the model to be as accurate as possible, very convincing. That way it doesn't cause any stress for the community. If I remade the fuselage, everybody has to remake their liveries, especially those who want to make some nice custom liveries. Because I know all the Asian airlines, they like to really go outgoing with their liveries. For example, ANA with the Star Wars. So I could definitely see a Star Wars livery coming out for this plane. So if somebody wants to make a Star Wars livery, I would really feel bad if they had to remake it because I had to remake a model. So I try and get as accurate as possible, just so that there's no headaches in the near future.
Yeah. Samuel 500, welcome aboard. Looks like they have the 727 Matrix, and Samuel just had the same question. We already answered this, but do you have an ETA on the aircraft? And yes, it will be study level.
Yes, study level and mid 2022, if possible. Closed alpha should be starting late this November. Beta testing hopefully the summer of next year.
Awesome, sounds great.
And that's our plans, but obviously that'll all change. I did lose 4 months because I have PC issues, so I am behind 4 months. It was supposed to be released spring of the 2022, but now it's being pushed back to late summer, early fall of next year. Yes.
Okay, that's great. Shaquille, I already know what you're gonna do, man. I will. Hey, if you need Shaquille, I'll definitely update you more. Also, guys, if you do want to keep up with this project, more updates, stuff like that, link to their Discord is in the description below. First link in the description, guys. If you definitely want to go ahead and join the PowerSet Discord server, and mine too, if you guys want. Now let's see. I believe that is the end of the chat questions, and I believe that's in. Okay. We got one other question. Nutshell Pilot, where do you apply for testing, or as a beta tester?
Yeah. So applications will be in my server. Applications are still not out. Like I said, applications will. For now, what we're looking at is late November, hopefully. But over time, we will also be having many giveaways of this airplane. We will definitely be giving away to pretty big streamers. I'm not going to give it out to a streamer who only has, like, say, 100 subscribers. But we will be definitely giving it out to a lot of streamers, multiple copies, so that they could give away to their viewers. We're not really looking here to make a lot of money off of this, so I'm really humbled to just give a lot of free copies. I'll give any streamer 5 or more copies. I don't care. Just so that there's a lot of people that could really enjoy this plane. Really get to know us as a company better, since we are a new company to the Xplane community. Some people do not think we're good. Some people are here from the beginning and really support us, really enjoy us as a community. But obviously, we did get to know the Xplane community. Does have its trolls, does have its perks. But something I could say for anybody here who does want to get into development or is developing, just keep doing it. Don't let like somebody else tell you something's bad. As long as you have people that do appreciate your work, then that's pretty much all that matters. I'll keep making the 777 even if one person is supporting me. As long as one person's happy with the amount of work I'm putting in, that's fine by me. So if you want to keep trolling and doing stuff trying to ruin the project for everybody else, then I'm still not going to stop, because I know there's people here, good people that do appreciate the project, and I do want to get it done and fulfill my goal to get a really nice study level heavy aircraft that's very FPS friendly for the community.
That's great. Samuel, the aircraft, so a bundle, it's going to be a bundle and separate if you wish. The bundle will be the 777X9 and 8s. And freighter, it's just freighter if it does come on. The total bundle will be $70, and if you just want to get an individual aircraft or spec, it will be $40 for that individual. From HG Simulation, just a comment for the developers of the 777X. Make sure the custom FMC is first, and he says that you guys have my total support.
Nice, thank you.
And a little bit off topic, and Shaquille, we will be going over another Q&A once it is further in development. We will be definitely being covered on this channel, so feel free to subscribe, guys, if you want to keep it up. How is the DC-10 coming?
The DC-10 is coming out very nicely. The DC-10 is going to be a freeware side project, because probably if there's any developers watching the stream, you probably know if you're working a lot on one project, you do tend to get bored. So a lot of people are asking me, why are you making a DC-10 when you're already making a 777? Well, it's because I'm spending over 9 to 10 hours every single day doing research, modeling, fixing stuff, remaking stuff for this plane, and it does get kind of boring. So I just want to make something else on the side, and then once I get bored with that project, I'll come back to the 777. It's just basically an easy way to not get bored with a project and just always being productive. Because instead of leaving the 777 and not doing anything, I'm putting my time into another plane so I could hopefully come out with 2 planes.
Yeah.
So just using the time wisely.
And also,
go ahead.
Yeah.
You could go ahead.
Wanted to show people what we are able to do with the inside Xplane, like with the DC-10, so people what we are able to do.
Yeah, so the DC-10 we also planned on making. Yeah, of course. So yeah, the DC-10 we also planned on making where basically you could free download it if you do not want to pay. If you don't trust us as, for example, developers, you don't know if the product is worth it or not, which is understandable. I mean, people do pay a lot of money for add-ons, and they really do expect the product to be as good as possible. So if people do want to see what we're all about, we will have freeware aircraft as well that you could test. That'll be very similar in terms of development to the payware aircraft that we have, and pretty much you could test out yourself if our aircraft are good on performance, if they're pretty study level, if they're fun to fly and stuff like that. And then you can make a really good decision on whether or not you want to spend money for the plane. Obviously, we'll be giving out a lot of free copy to streamers, just so you guys could get a lot of information and watch the plane firsthand through people and really get a solid decision and overview whether or not you want to put your hard money into it. And
Hmm.
if you don't, that's completely okay. If you do not have Xplane and you still want to support, we do have donations, which we don't ask for, but they are appreciated because we do have people here in the Discord that say they want to contribute to the project, but they don't have Xplane. So that's something we have there too. But yeah, we just want to make it as open as possible so that people could really make a good decision. We really want to feel that people are getting their money's worth. Because there are a lot of people in the community that made aircraft and then people bought it and they deeply regretted it. So that's
Yeah.
something I really hate seeing in the community. How we have a lot of teens here too in the X-Men community who don't have a lot of money. They try and look as much as freeware as possible. So making a good, cheap, very high study level aircraft um, is really humbling for people
Hmm.
to see.
Yeah, and I really love that part of you guys as a team, a developer team. You guys really don't care about the money. It's just about having a really great aircraft so everybody can enjoy and fly, because that's what the community is about. Having fun, flying with friends. Just having a great time.
Yeah, it's mostly just, yeah, exactly. Just have a great time. And people are asking, well, why is it like going to be payware? Well, because we're spending hundreds of dollars on monthly subscriptions to use the highest quality programs as possible. For
Hmm.
example, Adobe Substance Painter. You have that as payware. We have, what is it, Dan, that you use? You have for the websites that you have to buy it as well.
Yeah, yeah. Like the CDN costs.
The
But
CDN, yeah, exactly. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's all this money that we're putting out into it. Um, so yeah, and
yeah.
it's not cheap. Like I want to be open with you guys. If you guys go to Adobe Substance Painter, I think the yearly subscription is like close to $1,000
Hmm.
just for one year, just for one year. So yeah, and then keep in mind all the time that we're
CPT Shaquille
putting into
Oatmeal
it to make it
donated
as study level as
$5.
possible. So
Thank you for this major
yeah,
update for us.
Hmm.
the plane has
Thank
been
you,
going out
thank
for a
you.
year. I do have Substance Painter myself, so I already put out $1,000 of my own pocket just for the texture. So I don't
Yeah.
want to sound greedy or anything, but I'm just trying to show that it's not all about the money.
Yeah.
Um,
And
it
I
should
just
it should never
Yeah.
be about the
mhm.
money.
And I
It
just
should
want
never
to
be about
thank
the money.
Captain Shaquille. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. He says, "Thank you for this major update. Thank you, thank you." And he says you do have my support. So thank you so much for the $5 donation, Shaq. I really do appreciate you, my friend. Another question from Nate Simulations. What do you see for the future of PowerSet?
Depending on time, I am in out of high school. Dan, I'm sure you're already past college, right? Um, a lot of
Yeah.
us here are mostly like college already. But yeah, basically, depending on how our future looks like outside of development, we plan on making the 777 plus the DC-10. And depending on how we grow over time, we might have developers who just want to join to showcase their own products, as well as maybe some sceneries. We did plan, there were some scenery developers that wanted to join, so we might do something to any builds where we will actually release completely freeware Boeing Field just for the 777X
Well, that would be great.
that you could use. We will have a I think it's not Boeing Field, Paint Field, right? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Paint
Payne. That's
Field.
where they do their test
Yep.
flights.
Yeah,
That'd be
so
great.
we will come out with Painfield. I don't make a lot of sceneries, but hopefully somebody could help us make Painfield. And if you guys do know anybody who does make sceneries and would like to contribute, we are looking for making Painfield and Roswell, so that you guys could make a real world flight in the Boeing 777X test livery. Since this plane might be out before the real one is scheduled to come out, so you guys could do a real world flight from Painfield all the way to Roswell.
Hmm.
So that would be an awesome flight for everybody to do. And definitely we will also have group flights within the project where all of us could do a nice release flight. So yeah, we do for now. From what we look at, we can't really look too much into the future, but we plan on making the DC-10 the 777X and hopefully growing the community more, growing the company more to get as much as possible out for everybody.
That's great. Give me one second, guys. Gotta fix my camera here. Just so it's crisp. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think that's great. I do know a few people who love to make scenery, so I'll definitely help you. But I think that's really great what you guys think, because the only thing when I think you have to buy the full Seattle package just to get bowling field, which is about $50. So I think it would be great just to release a freeware, just actually, the field where they actually, do the test flights for the 777. I think it would be great. Great idea. Yeah. Shaq. All right, I know, man. So we got another question from. Well, actually, no, you just answered that. But yeah, Shaq, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I really do appreciate it. And also, guys, all updates, anything with PowerSet, anything like that, will be on this channel. So I definitely want to be talking about the DC-10 when it's further in development. We'll be doing pretty much the same thing. I'm actually really excited for the DC-10 and pretty much both projects. I know both projects will be definitely the best quality for sure, and it'll be well worth your buck for sure. Got another question from Nate Simulations. Do you see PowerSet partnering with anybody like IXCG, Flight Factor, Zippo, or Level Up, etc.?
I did get a request for Level Up to work for them. I do work for many other developers within the community, such as the 737 Max. Did work for AnyBuild. They hired me. I wanted to be a modeler for them. They took me in, and I actually quit the first day. This is actually a funny story. Because I talked to the owner. I said, hey, one of your guys hired me. You said you wanted me because you saw my modeling's pretty good. He said, oh yeah, man, your modeling's out of this world. I said, so what do you need me to model? He's like, oh, can you model me like some scenery? And I'm like, I don't know how to do scenery. He's like, what can you do? I said, I could only do aircraft. He said, well, we don't need aircraft people. I said, okay, well, I guess I'll just go then. So yeah, that was my 1 day experience for AnyBuilds. But yeah, the guys at AnyBuilds too. I got some friends there too. Really humble team there too. And yeah, I see the community does really enjoy their product as well. Really humble guys over there too. Really hardworking, and that's really what I see it should be in the community is just being humble, getting to know the community more. It shouldn't be all about just getting people's money. It should never be like that. And putting people down. The thing that disappoints me the most is people going against other developers that are either new to development or new into the community, and you want to represent the community the best way. And I just don't want where new people see trolls, all this stuff to streamers, people who want to work really hard to be as professional as possible, and they just have one person ruin all that for them.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is, I've had so many people make alt accounts that look just like mine, and they would go into servers, raid, do all this crazy stuff, and yeah, and then you just have people looking at my project differently. But yeah, like I said, I won't stop developing it. I'll keep doing it no matter the trolls. I know I'm not the only one who gets trolled. Many people do too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and we have as you can see, you have a full community standing behind your back, who loving you and just really loving your projects.
Like I said, you'll have 5 trolls, but you'll have 200, for example, supporters. So like I said, as long as I have one person supporting me, I'll keep doing the project no matter what.
Awesome. Let's see. Are you from anime? We did answer the question, but are you planning to release 7 this year, or next year?
Planning to release next year, starting out closed alpha end of this year.
That's awesome. I think partnering with $0 payware, they would be great for making pain field. That's from Nate Simulations.
We've never talked with $0 payware. I don't have any way of contacting them, so if somebody could either DM me that or something, how I could talk to them, then yeah, that'd be really appreciated.
Off topic of the 777, and yes, guys, I'm gonna be trying to maybe get. Actually, you'll be able to answer this better than I. Is partners for the Max, and really great question from HGC Nation. What did you do for the Max project? That's one of my favorite freeware add-ons.
Yeah, so mostly just coding the project for a while now. Mostly I did, the models aren't up yet, and for everybody asking where is V5, we're having some coding difficulties. It was supposed to come out beginning of this month. We do plan on releasing it end of this month. I did full brand new landing gear models, which could be also found in the announcements section of the 737 Discord that I posted. Um, Full brand new landing gear models, more detailed, better animations. And the current landing gear just looks like the 737-800. I modeled brand new shock suspension, more detailed, more bolts, brake discs, cables move when you hit pretty hard. We have new engines being modeled. We have made new panels, new tablets, stuff like that. Mostly don't want to get into too much detail because all that's also going to be a surprise in the next versions to come.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mostly do the modeling for the stuff for the plane. So
That's
I hope
great.
that.
And I know Adrian here is really, really close with Walter, and he's the main developer. So what I'm going to be trying to do, guys, still not confirmed. I'm maybe going to try to get Adrian to help me a little bit here, but maybe we'll get some pre-release for the new V5. Maybe you can just show it off to you guys to see what it's all about. And I know it's going to be way better since I actually saw Adrian develop the new landing gear, and I just got to say it looks phenomenal. He actually used real world pictures, and it looks pretty much exactly like the real world thing. So let's see here. Next question from Nate Simulations. Do you guys plan to have an SASL3, which would make the plane be unable for people to crash/pirate?
I think that's for Dan if he's still here.
Yeah, I'm still there.
Do you guys plan to have a Sassel 3, which would make it?
Yeah. Initially, we plan to have Sassel implemented, but at the moment we're working on our own license project. Like I have a whole team dedicated to it.
Mm-hmm.
We're working real hard on it, so we might gonna have our own licensor. But it depends on how it's gonna come out because it's still under heavy development. And yeah,
We wanted something with IP/hardware encoded, right, Dan?
yeah.
That's where we were going with because we were going with IP based, but then people were saying, well, what happens if we move or something like that? You will have your own account on the installer. It'll have IP/hardware. So even if you move IPs, as long as it's on the same computer, it will still work. And even if you get a new computer, then as long as you're on the same IP, it'll also work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the license thing is gonna be hardware ID related.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like this. Yeah.
Yeah, you know more than me, so in terms of the stuff. So
Yeah, we can talk about the license thing the next development update. Because then I gonna have like more. Yo, are you okay?
I'm great. I did not just choke. We're good. We're fine. Okay. Anyway, obviously, stream can never go right. You know, some things. But yeah, guys. So, all the things that we have answered and asked, stuff like that you guys asked, we'll be doing an update to this one maybe December, January, just to see how the project goes on. I'm sure most of the things will be updated by then.
I can send you the landing gear really quickly.
Yeah.
Jason.
Go ahead.
Give me a second here. I'll post it in the group chat.
Sounds good.
So here you could skim through all of this.
Okay, let me go ahead and do this real quick. Give me 1 second, folks. He will be showing us the new V5 landing gear for the Max.
This will not be instantly in V5. This will mostly be in a patch like V5.2 because I'm still working out some of the animations on it, as well as the textures.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I sent you a good amount of pictures so you could start going.
Awesome.
Through it.
I'll just do that right now, real quick. Give me 1 second.
And then I'll show a picture of the current 737 MAX landing gear.
Awesome.
Just kind of like a before and after, so you guys could kind of see where I go with modeling.
Yeah. Definitely. Give me 1 second,
yeah,
guys.
and just saying, this landing gear took me about 2 days to make. So here's the current landing gear. The current landing gear is all the way at the bottom. And then here is the video of when it's moving. Should work. There you go,
Yeah,
Jason. I sent you everything.
Awesome. I'm just gonna make this another slideshow. Give me one second, guys. Just gotta rename all the files.
I
I'll
also
my file here real quick.
I also sent you the video, so you could download that too.
Awesome.
So you could show it to the viewers as well.
Mhm.
Because I'm pretty sure they really want to see the landing gear. The
Oh,
landing gear
yeah.
is actually, like, a lot of people think like, oh, it's just the landing gear, but like when you see the before and after,
Oh yeah, it's
it really
difference,
adds the realism.
Let's see. I can't wait for V5 Max. Max is gonna be yes. I sent Adrian $0 payware contacts, so he said check your DMs. Adrian.
Yes.
Captain Shaquille said check your DMs. He sent you the contact for $0 payware.
Yeah. He sent me. I saw that a few minutes ago. Yes, he sent me.
Sorry guys, give me 1 second here. Okay, sorry, I just had to fix my wallpaper. It's like really weird right now. So let me go down this. Give me 1 second, folks. Do apologize. I want to give you some previews really quick of the V5. Let's see, image slide.
Just the landing gear.
Yeah, the
I'm
landing gear. I would
showing
say
any...
not the full thing, but
yeah. So I would show them the current landing gear on the Max, which is all the way at the bottom, and then show them the close-ups as well as the video.
Yeah,
thanks, last one from me. Do you guys feel any pressure from releasing study level aircraft from different companies, such as NA380, A220, Tolis, JAR 340, Rotate M2, and Rotate 717? What do you mean by that? Like, are you afraid like it's not gonna be as good as them, or where are you going with this, Nate?
Yeah, I think he means like competition-wise.
yeah, competition-wise.
Well, I mean, nobody else is making a 777, and I have some family that do next to it, so I think currently I have a lot of more information than any other developer who would go for the 777. So yeah, that's the current landing gear.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and download the video because I actually need to download that. So,
Yeah.
sorry guys for the delay. Just go ahead and get this real quick here.
Yeah, so this landing gear took me about 2 days. It's a fully model, so you can see definitely all the detail to it, all the brake hoses, all the nuts and bolts that hold the brake calipers and the brake discs. But yeah, you could definitely see a huge change.
And yes, guys, hopefully I'll be able to get another. Yeah, I really actually appreciate you sharing this with us, Adrian. So
No
I know definitely for HD, he loves these the V5. He loves the Max. So I know Shaq is probably gonna be paying a few liveries for that in the Quaker liveries. So, but yeah, guys, if you have any final questions for Mr. Adrian or Dan about coding, about the 777X, or maybe even about maybe some other stuff V3, but we'll be going on that in a different video. Again, also regarding the DC-10, once it's further in development, we'll be going over another Q&A like that as well. And if you guys have any other questions, I want to DM him or forgot a few things to ask him after the stream, there's a link to his description. Link to his Discord in the description below, the very first link. So everybody, feel free to go ahead and join that. Yeah, there's where you can stay up to date with his project DC-10 and 777X and his future projects. Yeah, I think that's about it. If anybody doesn't have any more questions, Adrian, if you have anything else you'd like to say to the viewers to stream.
No, not really. Just thank you all for being here, asking all of your questions, anything you guys had, anything you guys wondered or were unsure about of the aircraft. I'm a very open person, humble to the community. So if you guys have anything to ask, have any maybe tips or tricks that maybe I don't know about, then yeah, feel free to ask. Because yeah, as a community, I think we should be mostly helping each other out. I don't think it should be like other developers they do, where they keep everything a secret, don't work out anything with the community. So yeah, that's something I'm trying to change. In terms of how I develop aircraft, I try to work with the community. Just because, you know, you guys are the ones paying for it, you guys are the ones flying it, so I want you guys to be satisfied.
Yeah.
With the airplane. And sometimes other people maybe have more information than me, you know, so like we should each other so that we could all, you know, have the best product out there. So yeah, like Orlando said, you guys have my Discord. If anybody wants to ask me any questions, has anything they would like to tell me, then yeah, I'm pretty much open in DMs, and yeah, feel free. Feel free to
I guess there's one final question. Is Walter White part of the development of the 777X?
He was part of the development. He said he will step down because we were having issues with the 737 MAX and he needed to go full-time on that. He said he will come back, but as of now, he is taking a break from the 777. So as of now, Dan is the only coder with his team. Yeah, Walter was supposed to help us with coding as well, especially the systems. So yeah, that's up to Walter to decide. Right now, it's in the middle. He didn't leave, but he also didn't say he'll keep working for it. He just said he needs time to focus on the 737 MAX. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at right now. So if he was the only coder, then it wouldn't be the best, but we have multiple coders, especially Dan with his team, so him stepping down for a bit is not really that big of a hit for the development team.
Yeah, totally. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Adrian. Again, thank you for answering all the questions. I will definitely see you in a VC in a little bit. But
not a problem.
Thank you so much again, Dan, Adrian, for answering all these questions. Hopefully to see you back in another Q&A very, very soon regarding other topics or the 777X.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Glad you guys were all here.
Yep. Alrighty, guys. Well, that is going to go ahead and conclude today's Q&A live with our very special guests, Adrian, PowerSet, and Dan, the coder. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's stream. I know we'll be getting back to these more and more and often, getting different developers, so I can get you guys more updates and stuff like that. Now, what I'm going to be trying to do, guys, is try to get V5 maybe a day or two before release to show you guys the systems, go in depth with it. Maybe talk to Walter White if he does have a couple minutes to spare about the development. I think that'll be great. So guys, feel free to like and subscribe. It would be really appreciated, so you can with the PowerSet development. We'll be going over the 777 later on in the day, later on in the year, about the development, the DC-10 and more stuff like that. But then thank you guys so much. We'll be back probably next, I want to think Wednesday with another stream, guys, and hopefully another Q&A maybe by the end of the week if I get a few other people coming in. But remember, guys, to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate you guys. Feel free to join the PowerSet Discord in the description below. My Discord's in the description below as well. I really do appreciate each one of you guys joining me today's stream. Until then, your pilot of the future is out. Take care, stay safe, guys, and see you in the next one.